Hey everybody, welcome to eTrailer.com. I'm Bobby, and today we're taking a look at the Swagman Current 2 bike platform rack for electric bikes here on our 2020 Winnebago Navion. Now, right away out of the gate, this guy is going to be excellent for transporting your big, heavy electric bikes. That is what it's designed for, and with a 60-pound capacity, we're not going to have any trouble at all getting these big guys up on here. You can see it sits up pretty high, though, on our RV, so one thing I'd like to mention, it is going to be a little harder to mount this guy. You already are going to have to kind of get it up over it. However, that is going to give us some pretty nice clearance. We are sitting close to our carrier as well, which is also pretty important. Being so far from our rear axle with this, we do want to make sure we are having a nice, solid, durable carrier, and today we do have that with our Current on here today. Taking a look, you will notice we do have this ratcheting arm system giving us frame contact. So this is what's mainly been doing all of our holding here. So you can see, very easy to ratchet down. One thing I would like to mention with that, though, this is going to lead you to have frame contact, as you can see. So if you're looking at transporting carbon frame bikes, unfortunately, not going to be a great option for us, as that will end up deteriorating and warping those frames, overall just destroying the bike. So we really don't want that. One thing I would like to mention, though, a lot of times when you have these kind of like frame style, you usually have to be worried about your kind of horizontal bars. Make sure you have a good purchase for a host of different kind of bikes. But with this arm system, you can see how low it can get, even how high it can get. So I don't think we're going to have any issue with a host of versatility of actually clamping onto here. So no matter what our horizontal frames are, we should have no trouble at all getting them on here. A couple of things I'd like to point out too, you are getting a really nice strap kit with this as well. You can see just how wide these guys can get. Perfect for your fat bike tires in there as well. Getting a nice little kind of padding in there as well. Nice that we're not damaging our rims. The cradle itself has that nice 18C standard groove, widening out for our wider tires. I think it puts us right about 5 inches there to the inside, about 5.5 inches of width on that cradle. So definitely going to be great for our big bikes. So, doesn't take too much time to get this guy off. One thing I like to mention too with this ratcheting arm system, does have locking cores included on each one, so you will need that key to actually do it. Those will be key to like, and it will be key to like to our hitch lock that we'll break down later in the video. But another cool thing with this too, it does have a tilt-away feature. Now, being on the back of our motorhome here, don't think we're going to have too much use for it. However, maybe we need quick, easy access to our ladder. Definitely can't hurt to actually go ahead and utilize it. To do so, I just pull up on that back green lever back there and simply bring it down to me. And as you can see, now quick access to this ladder if I need to, or maybe I need to do a quick little, any kind of thing I need back here. Nice that we have that option. I don't see us utilizing it all the time. Great that we have that option. And what's cool about it too, guys, is we don't always have to keep this on the back of our RV, right? Maybe we take it off, now we put it on our hatchback, now we have clear access to the back of our vehicle. Just nice to have that little feature. Well, to take this guy off is going to take me too much time. I'm just going to go ahead, pop open our straps from the bottom here. Simply push those through the other side. Let them hang so they're out of the way. And that does bring us to our last point of contact. So I don't want this tilting into my RV or myself, causing any kind of damage. So let's make sure we do have a good hold on our bike. But to release it, I just want to press in on that locking core and bring my arm up. I like just taking them off all the way. That way I'm not dealing with them as I get this bike off. Again, as we mentioned, you are getting a lot of weight on here. This guy is already kind of pushing it. So let's make sure we are getting nice and close to it. Get that center of mass below us. And now we can walk our bike off. So mounting, going to be pretty much the similar design other than walking it up. I like to keep those arms off, as I mentioned. That way, once I get it set, it can be really easy to hold onto that bike and start bringing your arm down like so. That way, you're not going to be worried about it tilting, and this arm can just kind of get in the way as we go to kind of mount our bike up on here. Well, one great thing too, we can go ahead and kind of condense this for ourselves. I can go ahead and just kind of pull up on this lever on the inside here, this green little lever again. Give me a little trouble here. Oh, my arm is a little too much down, so watch out for that. Make sure you are bringing that arm out of the way to allow ourselves to get that full latch out of the way. And as you can see, go ahead and click itself in place. Going to be nice and secure here for ourselves. Already really condensing this down on the back of our RV here. Now, one thing I'd like to mention too, we do have a couple cool little features. One big thing, these cradles can actually change their position. So what's great, all we have to do, loosen that, we can slide these all the way across. Now, normally you'd probably keep it here on the outside, right, for your bigger tires, which makes it a little bit versatile. If your bike's a little longer, you're gonna have no trouble getting on here. However, we do have this ladder that's actually gonna be in our way if we wanna put this in its folded up position. So for today, I'm gonna go ahead, slide those cradles over to the side. And what's nice about this, it's going to go ahead and allow us to fold this guy up out of the way. So you're probably looking, we are adding a little bit of length to our RV. Now, it's nothing to be too crazy, of course, nothing giant, but every little bit does start adding up in these big guys. So let's go ahead and take a quick look, see what we're working with here. From the rear of our bumper to the very end, it is putting me right at, see our farthest point right here. It's going to be putting us at 24 1/4 inches there from the end. So about 2 feet or so, definitely nothing too crazy. However, as we mentioned, every little inch can help. So let's go ahead and maybe use this guy in its folded position. Bring ourselves right back to that electric green lever. I can simply pull that and then simply push it forward. If it'll disengage, there we go. And you can see we do get very, very close to the back of our RV here. Our straps are kind of making contact. Again, we could pull those in and they won't have any issue. I would like to say though, you're only getting about a hand's width between your rear bumper here and these cradles. However, it is very, very sturdy in this position. Not gonna have a lot of play. I don't think we're gonna be worried about this making any kind of contact. Again, nice that it does sit so close. That way you're getting that full range of maneuverability. Well, let's go ahead and see how much space we actually shaved down with that. From that rear of that bumper to the very end, it's putting us at 14 1/8 inches from the rear of our RV. So definitely shaving down about 10 inches or so there. That can be very helpful if we need to get in those tight parking places or wherever. Just gives us a lot more maneuverability. But before I get too ahead of myself though, I want to go ahead and check our clearance level here when we are in this position. Since we are so far from our rear axle, it's definitely something we want to keep in mind here. However, with us being so up and away, I don't think we're going to have any issue today. From the rear of our assembly here down to the very bottom of the ground, it's putting us at 28.5 inches. So tons of space there. Again, don't think we're going to have any issue. Maybe if you find yourself on a very steep grade going up, it's something to be conscious of, but I don't think we're going to have any issues at all. Being so high up off the ground, just be conscious of it. Moving our way on the inside though, you will see we have an 1.25 inch shank. However, we also do have a 2-inch sleeve converter to allow us to use our 2-inch hitches today, which is great. On the inside, we do have a threaded anti-rattle hitch bolt. Now that guy is awesome. As you can see, as I shake this entire carrier, it's actually shaking the entire RV as well. That's bringing it all to one system. It's making for a nice smooth ride for ourselves, our bike rack, but especially our bikes. Now that does bring me to my one caveat of this system for us today. Now it does come with a locking core that is normally put on your hitch lock, and it is keyed alike as well to our ratcheting arm systems. However, today we do have a little bit of an issue actually getting this guy to mount. Our kind of bolt here is very long. It's sticking us right into that fascia, so unfortunately I'm not able to actually get this hitch lock to work. Now there's a couple workarounds with that. You can always get another cable lock, kind of loop it through both of these hooks on the inside and onto your carrier. Unfortunately, not going to have the innate security device included working for us today. It does come with a smaller anti-rattle threaded bolt though, if you guys are just wanting that guy. So there are a host of solutions to make sure that this will be nice and secured to our RV when we leave it unattended. Just something to kind of be conscious of. So, well, the Current does a great job. I mean, it's specifically been designed for these big, heavy e-bikes. So you're not going to have any issue with it having that durability test on the back of the RV. It is going to be holding up quite well for yourself. I like the electric green, especially if you have one like ours that starts matching it. It can be nice too to know exactly where you want to start manipulating things, especially if it's at night, starting to get dusk, hard to see. Nice to know exactly where we need to go to start making sure our bike is nice and secure. Well, I think that about does it for our look at the Swagman Current here on our 2020 Winnebago Navion. I'm Bobby. Thank you for watching.
Here on our test course, we'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action. This simulates turning corners or evasively maneuvering. Once we get to the alternating speed bumps, we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or pothole or driving over uneven pavement. Once we get to the full speed bumps, we'll see the up and down action. This will be just like driving in and out of a parking lot, parking garage, or driveway.